the smarts of Fitz, the badass of May, and the mysteries of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s season plot. Do I miss Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or what? What's up, YouTubers of the world? Mega Geek Mixer here, ready to give you guys episode 2 review, and then it's a lot to pack up here. Well, or better yet, not so much so. I'll say that this episode wasn't okay, not as good as the premiere of last week's, but definitely a good starting point going in for the mystery of what is to be revealed as the season goes on. First off, like I said, Fitz and his smarts, do I miss those? Basically, his plot is just having to deal with being a part of this guy Vero's crew that's supposed to be working. It's like, I guess there's some, they sell things like, I guess, these Zendarian snails, which, by the way, great Easter egg call back to the MCU with the Zendarians who you see in Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. So yeah, I like that, but definitely Fitz smarts in being able to protect himself and showing how valuable he was to this Vero guy and not getting killed for it. Very good, because yeah, at first when he was exposed, Vero was gonna just throw him away, like kill him and stuff, until he showed how he's a better engineer than all of his other crew members who are his employers. But even still though, what he really showed was how he outsmarted this Vero guy. You see, when he was fixing the airlock, it looked like he would fix it to where, better yet, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but basically all I'm to say is that while Vero found the value in Fitz, he was going to get rid of the rest of his crew, but Fitz, still not one to let innocent people die, started to save them, but unfortunately he got in the mix and was going to be put in the airlock, and this is where that thing he fixed for his airlock, Vero thought that it would shoot. It would open up an airlock and kill them in space, him and the Fitz and the gang in space. But no, instead, what Fitz did was trick him. He did fix the airlock, but to only open from behind and demise Vero. Boy, was that beautiful, man. This is why I love Fitz. He is a smart guy. He knows how to really trick you if you're not paying attention to what you're doing here. Yeah, it's clear that crafty side of him still exists. Maybe not to as much of a degree as we saw back in Season 5, but I'm sure things might get to the point where he will need to show that side again. And that's fine, because even I'll admit that back in Season 5, as much as I didn't like it and he didn't like it, he knew some of these hard choices had to be made. Even these dark personnels that put him into conflict with Daisy. But hey, you work through it eventually, and then I'm sure that's what happened. And I can't wait to actually see Daisy and Fitz interact, because I wonder if she'll still hold that grudge against him. Probably not, because it's probably been a while. And speaking of Daisy and Gemma and the rest of the gang that's looking for Fitz, they didn't really show up until the end of this episode, when after they made that space jump to where Fitz is, he already left. So basically they're behind him right now, and in next week's episode they will be looking for him. He'll be nearby somewhere. Just where, we don't know. Now let's get into the plot that's happening on Earth. First off, like I said at the beginning, May and her badassness with how she fights, boy was it great to see that again, because she was on the hunt for this guy who looks like Coulson, and right now she's got some mixed feelings going on in her. Now she was there when Coulson died, so this guy who's supposed to not be Coulson's not supposed to be Coulson, but Marcus Bendez, the guy that May and Mac recruited into the science departments of S.H.I.E.L.D. from last week's episode. Well, it turns out he got some DNA samples on this guy. How did he do that? I'm curious on that end. But what is really known here is that the DNA on this Sarge guy matches the DNA of Phil Coulson. And what's even more so, when May met Phil, this Sarge guy, face to face and said his name, the guy hesitated for a bit, and he even mentions that it does ring a bell. So is this guy really Coulson? Has his memory just been jacked up again, like when he got revived by the Tahiti program? Oh man, come on. I won't. I really hope not. I really hope it's instead maybe like a reincarnation thing or something here. But speaking of Marcus Vendez, he brought back a few good Easter egg moments of some of Shield's mistakes, such as the mind torturing thing. I can't remember what that is. I think he's talking about that machine that they used on Hive and that was used on Coulson and stuff like that back in seasons 1 and in last season. Or no, not last season. That was season 3 or 4. I think that was 3. Yeah, 3. Sorry guys, trying to get my memories back on those ends. But either way, he talked about that. He talked about the LMDs and then the Inhumans. Although the Inhumans aren't really Shield's mistake because really they had nothing to do with the creation of Inhumans. But it's good. But this Marcus Vendez guy shows that, well, he does seem like he'll have some issues with coexisting with these people here and there, especially since he talked about how he would like to have a talk with the person who created the LMDs, that being Fitz himself. So expect some clashes when Fitz and Gemma come back and they're working with this guy. I'm sure, though, they might find some ground of respect for each other eventually. I hope so. But one thing's for definitely sure true, though, guys. Oh boy, is that like, even though this Marcus Vendez guy may sound like he's a bit of a dick, excuse the language guys, but you know what I'm trying to say. He's not very good to work with. He does really show at least loyalty and wanting to help people. Because for May, with the Sarge guy having the face of Phil Coulson out there, he wants to help her get rid of that pain. Because that's exactly what Mac said to him when he was asking what was Coulson to this May girl. So it's good on that end. And as for really who this Sarge guy is, well, like I said, we don't know yet, but what we do know is that he and his mercenary team were in some other world before they came here, and I guess they were the cause of the world being destroyed. But the question is, why? Because these guys are really mercenaries, and mercenaries don't really do things unless they're paid to do it. So who's paying these guys? Why did he want that world destroyed? That's where the real question lies in here. That's the very interesting part to it. Also, what are we gonna get going forward with all these other characters like that big guy Jago, the other guy Pax, and then the one who pretty much in a sense is like a darker version of Daisy, that being Snowflake, because the Snowflake person, she's very loyal to Sarge, just like how Daisy was loyal to Coulson. But like I said, she's more of a dark version of Daisy because she loves fight and she doesn't mind having to kill and almost anybody if she wanted to, because even Sarge said you don't have to kill everybody you run into, but she really shows the joy in it, and she also seems to have that joy of how life and death is like a butterfly thing, such as a resurrection. You die and then you're resurrected into a butterfly, something like that. I wonder why she says that. Does she have some connections with Butterfly or something like that? Maybe not. But I definitely can't wait to see her and Daisy meet up, because yeah, she also, like I said, dark version of Daisy. She's got the loyalty to Coulson, the thing of being on the field, because we can tell she can do well as a general leading a group, but as a field leader or something like that, yeah, I think she could pull it off. But I definitely can't wait to see her and Daisy meet. This will definitely be interesting. But this was an intriguing episode to help us move the plot. Along. Like, it didn't give us much plot-wise moving forward just yet, but that's okay. We're just in episode 2 right now. Let's just hope it doesn't prolong too much, but at least it gave us some clues as to what we can hypothesize going forward with this mercenary crew, and especially this Sarge guy who looks like Phil Coulson. He has the same DNA as Phil Coulson, so maybe this is Coulson. He's just been revived again, which I really don't like. I'm really hoping it's like reincarnation instead, although that's kind of the same, but you guys know what I'm saying here. At least we'll figure it out soon enough. But that'll be all for today, guys, and if you enjoy my videos, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, Mega Geek Mixer signing out. Bye!